Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am riding this. This is the TVS NTORQ 125, but this is the updated model and this is the special edition which gets LED lights. Yes, that's right, LED headlights. It says LED Tech right here, but you know the regular version obviously gets the Chevrolet logo as well. Now of course you can't see the light brightly because the sun is super bright today. You get this gloss black finishing, you get this nice graphics as well. In fact, the tire size is the biggest on any 125cc scooter. Of course, I'm not considering Aprilia here because the front happens to be a 100 section and obviously the wheels are 12-inch in size. The alloy wheels actually look quite nice on this scooter and obviously gets a front disc, but that is optional and it is actually standard on this special edition. Now the BS6 version gets RTFI race tuned fuel injection and it says NTORQ race edition. So the special edition is actually the race edition. Scooter looks very purposeful, very sporty and very nice as well. I love how TVS continues to put its stickers wherever it can find a space, like TVS Racing is written right there, 125 badging and NTORQ 125. The 125 here is on a nice metal plate. This is also very premium how the NTORQ thing has been put. Again, NTORQ on the fuel cap as well. It's an external fuel filler lid, and you know what, they've actually increased the capacity of the fuel tank from 5 liters to 5.8 liters, an increment of 0.8 liters. It gets the hazard light switch, yeah, but the indicators are halogens, not LEDs. Smart X Connect, which is the name of the instrument cluster. The Indian flag is also there, and of course build quality is also pretty nice on the scooter. Meanwhile, coming to the rear, it says CVTI Rev right here on the exhaust and has this metal finish as well. You can see the engine. Well, it looks very sporty and nice. This is a very attractive looking scooter with a lot of sharp cuts and creases as well. Foot pegs, this is actually for the pillion, not for the rider. The rider obviously has a footboard. The mudguard is actually quite long as such, and this is an LED tail light which looks really very nice, but the indicators are halogen, TVS logo here. Okay, this is actually for breathing, of course. Meanwhile, the tires actually look big enough. You got a main stand as well on this scooter, and that is the side stand which is right now activated. Footboard area isn't much. There's obviously a hook here and it says a maximum of 3 kgs, so you can't get Sub-Z more than 3 kgs on this scooter. Just kidding, you can obviously do that. You see the amount of cuts and creases. I like the build quality of the scooter. There's another hook here, and switchgear quality is also very nice. This is obviously for the indicators. This is for high beam, low beam. This is the horn, quite loud. 125 race edition. This scooter has so many stickers that kind of baffles me. It gets a hazard light switch, which I've turned on at the moment, so we're going to turn it off right now. And this is the engine kill button. This is the engine starter button. The mirrors are decent. We'll talk about the mirrors and all when you're riding the motorcycle, rather the scooter. See the red finishing here, red stitching actually feels really nice. Seat actually is quite good, very wide as such. Let's open the seat, of course. In order to do that, well, I have to come here, put the key right there. So what you're going to do, you're going to remove the key. Yeah, this is the key. Actually, the key is very nicely done too. So it says if you want to open the fuel lid, you press left side, there the fuel lid opens. Press the right side to open the boot. So let's close the fuel lid for the moment. And you see, it is decent in terms of storage capacity, but we'll have full face helmet fit. I'll try that later. Right now, a lot of stuff is lying here. Maybe this belongs to me now. Okay, there's a USB charging socket here. Okay, do not charge when the engine is off, otherwise it's going to drain the battery. This is for the OBD because it gets fuel injection, of course. And yeah, pretty nicely made scooter. But what is really the highlight for me is this beautiful instrument cluster. It's an all digital unit, has plenty of information, and it's got also something very weird and nice. So when you turn on the scooter, it does a full swipe up, and telltale lights are everywhere. Eco and power mode indicator, which is obviously a very TVS thing. Okay, hazard light switch is actually, it tells you indicator right and left. That's really nice, not in one unit but separately. This is for high beam, this is for warning light, and this is for the FI system. Now you see, it obviously gets a fuel meter, it obviously gets a temperature meter, this is the digital speedometer, this is the clock, this is the distance to empty and trip meters here. Let's turn on the scooter. Just have to press the brake and turn it on. There, it rose to life. Meanwhile, you see there's a mode indicator here. When I press this, I can change the modes. Yeah, that's right, you can actually change the modes by pressing this button here. Yeah, now it's in sport mode. What exactly is a sport mode? Well, nothing, it just starts the lap timer. That's about it. On the top, there's no sport mode. It doesn't really change anything as such. Anyways, let's get riding right away. Alright, we are all set to go. Turning on the scooter and let's get it into sport mode. Revving the motor and off we go. 7.6 seconds I took to go from 0 to 60, which is not bad, huh? This one actually weighs 100 and Okay, you can feel some amount of vibrations at the front. Okay, this one actually weighs 118 kgs, 2 kgs heavier than before. So yes, weight has increased because obviously they have added fuel injection. Braking performance is actually quite nice. Brakes are very likable, but the scooter is on the stiffer side and you can feel that stiffness. There is the stiffness which can be felt with quite a lot of ease as well. So around the corners, well, it offers a lot of feel and feedback, mainly due to the amazing tires here. So grip levels are fab thanks to the tires, but the scooter is on the stiffer side. Handling is really very nice as well, very likable too. Braking performance, like I was telling you, super duper awesome, very sure-footed stopping. So what has changed from before? Well, not much, because the scooter is the same 125cc unit, produces more or less the same 9.4 horsepower, single cylinder with 3 valves, but now it gets fuel injection, race fuel injection, whatever that means. The result is that actually it's lost the charm which I had earlier. Earlier it used to really punch in the low end. Now that punch is lacking. It doesn't have the kick in the pants feel. However, the exhaust note is still very nice, very throaty and quite enjoyable as well, but that punch is missing which was there earlier. Performance has become more linear. It produces 10.5 Newton meters of torque, although peak power of 9.4 horsepower actually comes 500 RPM sooner now. Still, it is not very punchy in the low end as such. So yeah, it has, I mean, the grunt is just lacking, and BS6 has definitely made things a lot smoother. It feels smoother without a doubt, but it's also slower than before. It's actually slower by a second from 0 to 60 kilometers per hour, and that actually goes further down when you go from 0 to 95 kilometers per hour. It takes an additional 3.5 seconds, so it becomes slower than before, all thanks to BS6 emission norms. Fuel injection definitely brings refinement to the table, but it also robs away the rawness, the punchiness. The scooter will definitely appeal to a lot more people now. Earlier it was appealing to the enthusiasts who wanted something which was really very punchy and exciting to ride. The excitement is still there, it just doesn't feel that raw or unadulterated as before. So the NTORQ is appealing to a lot more people now. Yeah, ride is on the stiffer side. You can feel that stiffness, but that's actually a good thing in terms of high speed stability. In fact, I've got good amount of space on the footboard area as well. The handlebar is raised, so it's actually quite comfortable for someone as tall as me, which is 6 feet 2 inches tall. And the mirrors offer a decent view of what's around, even with a riding jacket. I can see my riding jacket, but the mirrors are wide enough so I can see a lot more as well. I love the instrument cluster. It's all digital unit. In fact, this cluster you can also connect it with your phone using Bluetooth connectivity. You can see GPS navigation here as well, so that's a real nice touch. Now there are 3 variants on offer. This is of course the race edition, which is a special edition, which is a limited edition, and the regular edition costs around rupees 87,200. Do not buy it. It doesn't get discs. It only gets drum brakes, obviously. Then there's the disc brake variant, which costs rupees 92,000 on road Mumbai, and it's the same scooter as the standard, but it gets a front disc. Meanwhile, this is a special edition which costs rupees 4,000 more, 2,500 manufactured in ex-showroom prices, 4,000 manufactured in on-road prices, and for that extra amount, obviously you get this paint livery and that amazing headlight as well, the all LED headlight, which is actually a DC unit and offers you good amount of throw at night too. So yeah, get the special edition while it lasts. You know, maneuvering the scooter is very nice because in spite of its weight, it's actually one of the heaviest in the segment. It doesn't feel so. At rupees 96,000, you might find a scooter to be expensive. Well, honestly, all the scooters have become really very expensive now thanks to BS6 emission norms, and it offers so good grip around the corners. Really inspires you to ride hard and fast. Only thing is that, you know, it's smoother now, so that rawness is a bit missing. But people who have not experienced the older NTORQ will never have an issue. If you have experienced the older NTORQ, you'll be like, yeah, BS6 is actually things up for everybody. Not only in terms of pricing, but also in terms of the feel of the machine, because things are getting a lot more linear. Now when BS8 comes, there will be no BS8. It will be all electric. I like the NTORQ. I think it's a great looking scooter. Earlier when it was launched, it was only appealing to the younger audience, those who wanted something which was attractive. This is definitely attractive, and in this red color scheme it looks really nice. With the yellow color scheme, it will look nicer still. I kid you not. The yellow color scheme would be even more awesome, because like Bumblebee for sure. So would you buy an NTORQ over other scooters? Well, it depends. If you're a family man, this is still not a scooter for you because of the stiffness. If you're a family man, you should be buying something more appealing to your neighbors, like an Active or an Access. Those are great scooters as well, but they're not sporty. This one is sporty, and it's kind of becoming less sporty with the engine becoming more linear, but still the ride quality is like, you know what? Yeah. Especially our roads are so bad now. You feel every bit of the road, every bit of the pothole,
and in this Ntorq, stiffness really plays a big part as well. So I really like the Ntorq. I think it's a great scooter, and kudos to TVS to launch something which is different, not the mundane same old 125cc family scooter. This one at least has a soul, feels really nice to ride. And you come to a corner and you realize, oh my god, it just feels so eager around the corner. Plenty of grip on offer, maintains its line and just punches nicely ahead as well. Although that immediate rush is not there anymore, but still the BS6 has brought, rather the BS6 Ntorq 125 has brought smoothness back to the package. Nice brakes, fun to ride. These birds are coming in my path. Oh, it's not a bird, it's a crow. Crow is a bird fencer. Anyways, that's beyond the point. I like it. I think TVS should probably get a 150cc Ntorq as well and make that even more sporty. What is wrong with you? Why are you drag racing with me? I'm on a scooter, yaar. Jaan chodo meri abhi. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this vlog. If you liked it, you know what you have to do. Give it a thumbs up. That's the like button. Eco and power indicator. You get a little bit on the throttle now. It switches from green to orange. And a little bit faster on the speed breaker. Well, it gets to your lower back, but I have to say ground clearance is enough, more than decent. Scooter looks really very striking, a little overdone for the mature audience, but definitely I still feel, in spite of TVS trying to make it appeal to a larger audience, this is for the youth. If you're in college, well, this is the scooter for you. If you're not in college, what are you looking at? Go to college, yaar. Time pass karte rehte ho. हाँ पता है, ठीक है, Zoom पे कर लो अभी काम. You know, no matter what you do, no matter who invents the vaccine, what's going to matter at the end of the day is that writing on the wall. It says go corona, and on that optimism it's time to end. Bye bye. एंड तो पहले ही हो गया था जब मैंने जूम के बारे में बात की थी. लेफ्ट फुट ऑन द ब्रेक, राइट फुट ऑन द हैंडल बार, रेविंग द मोटर एंड ऑफ वी गो. Now I have to admit that the loss in character has been pretty much made up, or rather pretty much been compensated by the increase in fuel economy to the tune of 5 kilometers per liter. This one returns almost 50 kilometers per liter, which is absolutely phenomenal fuel economy for a sporty 125cc scooter. I'll still pick this any day over the Aprilia Storm. Yeah, this actually is as much fun as the Aprilia Storm, or probably even more, without having to worry about service, sales and all those things. Forget sales, once you buy it, who cares about sales? About the service, parts and all those things. Run, bhag. मैं क्या कर क्या रहा हूँ मैं ज़िंदगी के साथ. हो गया व्लॉग ख़त्म, फिर भी हम बात किए जा रहे हैं. लॉन्च कंट्रोल एक्टिव एंड ऑफ वी गो.